The galaxy had learned to fear silence. The Xel'Thar Dominion, an ancient empire of cold, calculating beings, had long perfected the art of extermination. Not through war. Not through fire and steel. No, their method was far more elegant, far more efficient. They called it the quiet plague, a virus engineered to be the perfect killer. It targeted neural pathways, shutting down higher cognitive functions before liquefying vital organs. Civilizations didn't scream. They didn't fight. They simply stopped. In the past 1,000 years, the quiet plague had been released on over 50 developing species. Not one survived beyond a solar cycle. Now, it had reached Earth. The Xel'Thar, along with the rest of the Galactic Council, waited. They expected silence. The Supreme Council chamber floated in the heart of the Andromeda Cluster, a structure woven from dark matter and pure energy. Inside, the most powerful races in the galaxy convened, watching the live feed from Earth. The broadcast displayed Earth from orbit, a blue, fragile-looking world. A death sentence had been issued, and soon, this world would join the list of the fallen. Grand Strategist Vorek of the Xel'Thar stood before the assembly, his obsidian black exoskeleton gleaming under the artificial light. His 6 eyes blinked lazily as he spoke. The infestation known as humanity will be eradicated within the next 72 cycles, he declared with cold certainty. By this time, their cities will be empty. Their structures will remain as tombs, just as it was with the Thalnari, the Forkun, and countless others before them. Murmurs of approval rippled through the council. The Xel'Thar had never been wrong. A towering reptilian being, the chieftain of the Drak-Ka, let out a satisfied growl. Good. They were becoming troublesome. Spreading too fast. Too unpredictable. The Synthar, a race of hyper-intelligent AI, emitted a pulse of cold light. I fail to see the necessity of this extermination, it said, its voice smooth and synthetic. Humanity's technological progression is rapid, but they are still primitive compared to the Dominion. Vorek's mandibles curled in something akin to amusement. You misunderstand. They are not being exterminated because they are powerful. They are being exterminated because they are dangerous. The council chamber fell silent. They do not obey the natural order, Vorek continued, voice smooth as silk. They do not fear extinction. They do not kneel. They do not submit. We have crushed entire empires for less. A holographic screen flickered to life, displaying data from the first wave of infection. Projected death rate, 99.9999%. Time until collapse, 72 hours. Vorek let the figures speak for themselves. Now, he finished, let us wait for silence. 3 days passed. Then 4. Then 7. Yet Earth was not silent. The council reconvened, confusion mounting. The live broadcast showed something impossible: humanity was still alive. The plague had done its work. The weak had perished. Yet the cities were still bustling. Power grids still functioned. Fleets still moved through space. Vorek's 6 eyes narrowed. Impossible. The Synthar AI pulsed again. Correction, highly improbable, yet occurring. A communication request flashed across the intergalactic relay. Origin, Sol System, Earth. A human wanted to speak. The request was accepted. The central screen flickered, and a human figure materialized, a woman in a crisp, dark uniform. Her eyes burned with intensity. This is Dr. Evelyn Carter, Chief of Epidemic Response for the Terran Federation. Her voice was alive. Strong. Defiant. Vorek took a step forward, his exoskeleton clicking against the floor. You should be dead. Dr. Carter smirked. Yeah, we get that a lot. Silence. Vorek's voice dropped to a hiss. Explain. Dr. Carter leaned forward, placing both hands on the table in front of her. You thought a virus would kill us? We cure diseases for fun. The council recoiled. Carter continued, unbothered. Did you really believe we wouldn't recognize a foreign pathogen the moment it hit our atmosphere? Within 6 hours, we had sequenced it. Within 12, we had containment protocols. Within 24, we had a cure. She smiled, but it wasn't friendly. By the time your plague had reached major population centers, we had turned it into a goddamn vaccine. The Drak-Ka chieftain slammed his fist on the table. Lies. No species can. Shut up, lizard, Carter snapped. We've eradicated polio, smallpox, tuberculosis, diseases that haunted our ancestors for millennia. Your little bioweapon? It was just a Tuesday for us. Vorek felt something unfamiliar, an emotion he had never known before. Fear. The Xel'Thar AI broke the silence. Humanity's medical response is unprecedented. This level of biological adaptation suggests extreme intelligence and resilience. The probability of eradicating their species through conventional means has dropped to less than 0.0001%. Carter chuckled. You finally get it? She leaned back, arms crossed. You don't understand what you're dealing with. You think we fear death. She shook her head. We die every day. In wars. In plagues. In the cold vacuum of space. And yet, we endure. We always endure. Vorek's voice was barely a whisper. What are you? Carter's eyes gleamed. We're human. And you should be terrified. The council meeting ended in chaos. The Xel'Thar Dominion withdrew, their plague rendered useless. The Xel'Thar AI re-evaluated humanity's threat level to Class Omega uncontainable. The Drak-Ka ceased all hostilities toward Earth, unwilling to provoke a species that refused to die. And humanity? They didn't stop. Within weeks, they had reverse-engineered the virus and turned it into a bioweapon of their own. They didn't unleash it, not yet. But they let the galaxy know. Try that again, and we won't just survive. We will thrive. The galaxy had learned to fear silence. Now, it would learn to fear humanity.